Greetings, cocktail aficionados. It's John Moser with another edition of Cocktails Out of Quarantine. The drink that I'm going to make today is called the Army and Navy. Sometimes it goes by just the Army Navy. There are a couple of competing stories about its origin. The first is that it was developed by people essentially tailgating before the Army-Navy football game, one of the greatest football rivalries in American history. The other is that it was developed as the house drink of the Army-Navy Club in Washington, D.C., an elite officers-only club that still has it on its menu today. So my guess is it's probably the latter, but we don't really have any way of knowing. As is so often the case with cocktails, the written record is uncertain. What we do know is it first showed up in print in 1948 in a book by David Embury. It was called The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks. Again, 1948. No written record before that, so all we know is it is almost certainly older than 1948, though how much older we don't know. Well, what is it as a drink? It's a classic sour. So a sour is some kind of spirit, in this case it's gin, along with something unsurprisingly sour. In this case it's lemon. It's usually lemon or lime, more commonly lemon, and some kind of sweetener. And this is also going to have some bitters on it. So it's a gin sour. The sweetener, well, let me just tell you what you're going to need for this drink. You're going to need gin, obviously. You want to go probably with something drier, an Old Tom, if you have it. What I have here is Forefathers Barrel Rested Tomcat Gin from MLH Distillery. I've featured their spirits on a few different episodes of this show. I love MLH. It's been way too long since I've been back there. I have to remedy that. The sour is going to come from lemon. We'll get plenty out of one of these. It's a pretty good sized one. For sweetener, we're going to use orgeat rather than a simple syrup. Orgeat has a nice almond flavor to it. You can make your own orgeat. I've opted not to do it this time. And finally, your basic Angostura bitters on top, because bitters make everything better. So those are the ingredients. Let's make the drink. And we begin, as we so often do, with a shaker of ice, into which we are going to start by pouring 2 ounces of gin. I really like this barrel-rested Tomcat. One of my faves. We're going to squeeze have some fresh squeezed lemon juice, an ounce to be exact. Set that aside so you can see what I'm doing here. And this half lemon easily produces an ounce of lemon juice. Then we want 3/4 ounce of our orgeat syrup. Which will not only, of course, add sweetness, but nuttiness. And then we're going to put a couple dashes of Angostura. Seal it up and shake. All right. And, you know, when I'm using citrus in a drink, I like to strain it. It really doesn't affect the taste, but I think it makes it prettier to get the pulp out. And there we are. And a garnish. We'll take a grapefruit. And take a hunk of rind out of it. And cut it a little to make it look pretty. Set that aside for the moment. Now I'm going to make a slit down the middle of it. And First, I'm going to rub it along the edge, express it over, just get the juices, and then we place the slit at the edge of the glass. There you have it. This is the Army and Navy, or if you will, simply Army Navy. Let's have a sip. Oh, that's wonderful. The nuttiness, the sweetness, the sour, the gin. I really think this is a fantastic drink. So, until next time, cheers.